So this is the semi-final of the Silver Goblets and Nickalls Challenge Cup between the Sinkovic brothers, Martin and Valent, and the pair from Leander, Harry Glenister and George Rossiter. And at this stage we can see they're still calm, sitting on the start line. We're back into real time now, and just trying to keep the boat balanced to stay calm, keep the nerves under control. There's a lot going on the Henley course right now. It's a busy Saturday afternoon. A boatload of singing Elvises has just gone past us, and there's an air of celebration in the air. And there's a lot of calm and quiet here, but the crews will know when they come to the top of Temple Island, they'll be protected only by the wooden booms from all of the enthusiasm, the noise, the wake and the wash up there as we look along the course. So they will be taking on in the next few minutes.
Look what we're there, we've got our group of Elvises. Silent at the moment, I think, but look at those capes, fantastic. Every year, they don't disappoint us. Here they come along, sharing the fun of Elvis. Elvis is here at Henley.
So now the scene is set at the start line, with the two pairs waiting in the Silver Goblets and Nickalls Challenge Cup. We've got the Sinkovic brothers, Martin and Valiant, on the left, and the Leander pair of Harry Glenister and George Rossiter. I think we're going to be having a small hold here because I can see a inflatable boat there just going along Temple Island. My thinking is they'll be picking out a champagne bottle or some other kind of something which got discarded and left in the water. A champagne cork, I think we get away with a bottle. I think we might need to go and pick up.
Yeah, someone will have seen something, they'll have radioed in, and to make sure that these athletes have a fair and equal race, we need to make sure the field of play is as good as possible. So I suspect that launch on the top left of your screen there is just sorting something out, and having done their work, they'll quietly go off to the side of the course, and the umpire will be able to get proceedings underway.
And something really about Henley Royal Regatta is it's organised and delivered by the stewards, which is a group of people who really understand rowing, care about rowing, and they will want to make sure the conditions are right before this race is going to start. So we'll probably let this wash just die down a little to give as much time and preparation, so that these coxless pairs particularly are going to notice what it's like racing late on a Saturday when everyone's out having a good time, the water's bumpy and lively. So the Sinkovic brothers here, now rowing in the coxless pair. They are Olympic champions, but that was in the double scull where they were quite dominant for the period building up to the Rio Olympics.
And Greg, you changed from a pair into a single actually, 1 or to 2. They've gone the other way, 2 to 1. Any tips you'd give them at this stage? They've come into the pair, we've seen them get medals at the World Cups, but not be the dominant force yet, maybe, that they were as a double. And it'll be interesting to see how they do cope in this slightly interesting arena of Henley Royal Regatta, because it can be challenging, and technically you really do need to be on top of your game and know what you're doing.
Well, absolutely. In a coxless pair, you can only do half the balancing of the boat. You need to rely on each other, and that's why brothers work so well in this combination. So I think they just need to trust each other, trust their training, not worry too much about any of these distractions, put them out of their mind. So we hear the umpire now on their feet, talking them through the call over, what's about to happen, and the moment is close.
Go! Get ready, please.
Saw George Rossiter come forward there, and he reached out with his left hand and he's reset the stroke coach. So it'll be on 0, 0, 0, and then it will start to count as soon as the magnetic seat moves over the pickup.
Attention! Go!
So the legs squeeze down, the seat starts moving, and now it'll be counting the strokes in front of him. He'll know he's going to go out for about 10, lengthening the stroke out, and then when he gets to about 10 there'll be a full length, and we see the crew on the right there from Leander made a good start against these strong, powerful athletes from Croatia.
Yeah, the Sinkovic brothers nearly a stone a man heavier than Rossiter and Glenister against them. particularly George Rossiter, just 88 kilos. He's put in his biog here, a smaller man, and you can see now the umpire, you just heard her warning the Leander crew, just ensuring that they are in the right part. The crews are side by side, and we want to make sure the racing gets underway fairly, rather than any interference happening between these crews.
And that's the voice of Fiona Dennis, the umpire, who's encouraged the crews to come apart, which they've done quite effectively. You can see how close the Leander blades are right at the bottom of the screen here to the booms in front of us. But I think they're in a nice position, and I think we want to just try and keep contact, not let the Croatian brothers start to move away now.
And now it's the Sinkovic. I think they're being warned, and these men lined up against each other in Linz a few weeks ago in a 6-lane final. George and Harry that time were Great Britain B. They came fourth, I think. The Sinkovic came third, so that puts them 1-2 on this regatta. But it's side by side now, and actually side by side racing is so much different from the 6th lane. You can feel miles ahead when you're ahead, and then miles behind, but things can change very, very quickly as well.
Well, as we look at the pair here from Leander, these two are likely to be looking to force their way into the British team, whether they're going to be the Great Britain team, which will race at the World Championships this year. It's still unknown who's going to end up in which boat. There's still a bit of thinking to be done there, I'm sure. Sinkovic is, by comparison, a very established pair. As we said earlier, they rode in the double scull all the way up to the Rio Olympics, where they became Olympic champions. Now being in the Coxlers 4 last year, they got a silver medal at the World Championships. I'm sure they wanted to go one better, and it's brilliant they've come here to Henley. And you see the face of George Rossiter there, backed up by Harry Glenister, and trying to hang in the race as much as they can.
Yeah, you can see that small popple on the water at the moment. There's quite lively out there for these small boats, but these guys, what I know about them is they fight really, really hard. We saw them fighting hard yesterday against their Great Britain compatriots, and they'll be really looking to make their mark here at Henley. The Sinkovic, they have got a nice lead up there. You can see 3 or 4 puddles between the two crews.
And as we say, they're dealing with distractions. They're going to come along with the Elvises, who are going to sing to them now as they go along here, coming towards the halfway mark. That boat of Elvis is in the bottom left of our picture. I'm not quite sure Martin and Valiant Sinkovic will be quite prepared for this in their training. But here we go. They're coming along the Henley course. This is a bit different. This is what it's all about. It's match racing. It's here on the Henley stretch at Henley Royal Regatta 2018.
Well, whether the Elvises spur them on or not, the Sinkovic, I think, will be pretty happy with their first half of their race. They've pressed on, they've made a good gap there, and the two of them, side by side, brothers who know each other really well, now relying on, as you say, the balance in this pair. And look at that, that's really nice rowing here. Really relaxed faces, pressed out, long and strong.
And here at Henley Regatta, you saw it written on their shirts there. They're representing their rowing club, Mladost of Croatia. So that's what's written on the vests, the very distinctive blades with that red and white checkerboard. And I'm sure these two brothers will be very happy here to be racing at Henley Royal Regatta. I'm sure they'll be pleased also to be getting the race done, hopefully by about 6:10, so they can get themselves home for a quarter-final at 7 o'clock, where I'm sure they will be tuning in to watch their football team. But they'll be pleased to see the gap that's opened up now between them and the pair from Leander. When we compare experience on the Henley course, the Leander crew far more experienced, Sarah.
Yeah, the two gentlemen there have broken their own records on the Leander, on the Henley course here. We've seen that I think it's Rossiter who's won the Forley, the Queen Mother and the Prince of Wales. No, sorry, that was Glenister, but at the moment you have to get to the final to win that one and win a pairs race, Greg, and I'm not sure that they're going to be able to do that today, because at the moment Sinkovic, world-class pair, they're enjoying this crowd and they're enjoying showing off their art.
As you say, it doesn't look perhaps like this is going to be the year for Harry Glenister and George Rossiter. Harry has that unique record that he's actually won all the quad events here for the men's boats. So that's the Forley, the Queen Mother and the Prince of Wales. George Rossiter also experienced double Henley winner in the ladies' plate in 2016 and the visitors in 2017. Sinkovic brothers here. Martin in the bow, Valent in the stroke. They try different combinations, they swap seats, they swap to the double, they swap to the pair. Just, I think, keeping the sport interesting for them, keeping themselves focused, because I guess it's a small program. Demir Martin, the fantastic single sculler, he did so well in Rio. He's not moving as fast as he was at the World Cup regattas now, looking to refine his form. These two looking to find their form in the pair. And I hope this is just a great experience for them, coming here to Henley Royal Regatta and racing on this busy Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, look at that. They really are doing a beautiful job here, moving this boat, using their power, their strength really, really well, opening up those strong backs together and pushing it away.
I'm sure they'll be pleased to be wearing their own kit again, because I know they had a few issues. Some of the kit went missing on the way, lost suitcases. Alex Partridge was luckily able to lend them some kit. Alex Partridge, former crewmate of mine, probably has plenty of international kits. Don't know how much Croatian he had, but he was able to share it around and keep them on the water, help them with their preparations. And now it's come to the Saturday. They're having a good semi-final, and they'll be able to get off and rest and recover and get ready for the final tomorrow.
It's interesting you talk about your growing family, anyone you competed against or with over the years. I think you do share a special bond. Sometimes you wish you didn't, because you've lost to them, but actually in those moments of need we make sure that we're there for each other, and we want the crews to win at their best, and there they go. Sinkovic today absolutely at their best in that race. Well done, gentlemen.
Yeah, just coming down to our commentary point, you can see they enjoyed it, and confirmation there of that win in the Silver Goblets and Nickalls Challenge Cup for the Sinkovic brothers over the crew from Leander.